They laughed at him. They told him he would never make it. Every door he knocked on closed. But what if I told you, every rejection he faced was secretly preparing him for something greater? This is the story of a young man who was rejected again and again, until destiny decided to show what true faith and perseverance can do. Arjun was an ordinary young man from a small town. He didn't have fancy degrees or family wealth. But he had a dream, to become a designer and build something beautiful with his own hands. Ever since he was a child, he loved sketching. Shoes, clothes, posters, anything that could turn imagination into reality. When his friends talked about jobs and salaries, Arjun talked about ideas and designs. But dreams, as beautiful as they sound, don't always pay the rent. After college, Arjun sent his design portfolio to companies, one after another. He waited, hoped, but rejection letters kept coming. Some said, "You're not qualified enough." Others said, "Your style doesn't match our brand." At first, he tried to stay positive. But over time, those rejections began to break him. He stopped drawing for a while. He stopped believing. One evening, Arjun sat alone on the rooftop of his small rented room. He looked at the city lights and whispered, "Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm just not good enough." The next morning, he packed away his sketchbooks. He decided to stop chasing his dream and find a regular job, anything that would help him survive. Weeks passed. He worked as a delivery boy, carrying parcels through the heat, rain, and dust. Every time he passed a design studio or fashion shop, his heart ached. He would pause for a second, then look away. He had given up, or at least, that's what he thought. One day, while delivering a package to a large company, Arjun noticed a poster on the gate. It said, "Design Internship Challenge. Submit your idea. Winner gets a 1-year job contract." He froze. Something inside him whispered, "Try one more time." But another voice said, "What's the point? You've failed enough." He stood there, torn between fear and hope. Then he smiled faintly and said to himself, "Maybe one last time won't hurt." That night, after his shift, he pulled out his old sketchbook from the drawer. Dust covered the pages. He began sketching again, not for a company, not for approval, but for himself. He poured every ounce of pain, rejection, and hope into that design. It was a shoe, simple yet bold, inspired by his own worn-out pair that had carried him through years of struggle. A week later, he dropped his entry at the company's reception. He didn't expect anything. He just wanted to let go, to say he tried. Days turned into weeks. No call. No email. He moved on with his deliveries. Until one afternoon his phone rang. "Hello, is this Arjun?" "Yes." "Congratulations. You've been selected for the final round of the design challenge. Please come tomorrow." Arjun couldn't believe it. He looked at his reflection in the mirror and laughed through tears. Maybe destiny isn't done with me yet. The next day, he walked nervously into a huge conference room. Around him sat other designers, confident, polished, well-dressed. He felt small, like he didn't belong there. But when it was his turn to present, he took a deep breath and said, "This design is not just a shoe. It's a story of people who walk miles every day chasing dreams and never give up, no matter how many rejections come their way." There was silence for a few seconds. Then one of the judges, a well-known brand director, smiled and said, "You didn't just design a product. You designed hope." A week later, Arjun received an email that changed everything. He had won the competition. He was offered a 1-year paid internship with the same company that had once rejected his application. When he entered that building on his first day, the receptionist asked, "First time here?" He smiled and replied, "No, I've been here before, just not as this version of me." Months passed. Arjun worked harder than ever. He learned, observed, and improved every single day. His designs began to gain attention, not because they were perfect, but because they were real. Each sketch carried a story, his story. 1 year later, his shoe design was officially launched under the brand's name. And when he saw people wearing it on the streets, tears filled his eyes. He realized every no he once received had guided him toward this yes. Arjun's story reminds us of something powerful. Sometimes, rejection isn't the end. It's just destiny's way of saying, not yet. The truth is, every failure, every closed door, every painful no, is shaping you into the person who will one day be ready for the right yes. So if you're being rejected again and again, remember, it doesn't mean you're not good enough. It just means your story isn't finished yet. Because sometimes, the best chapters are the ones that come after rejection. He was rejected again and again, but destiny had other plans.